Hey, welcome. I'm really glad you're here. Before we do anything, before we open Premiere Pro, before we talk about timelines or cuts or color grades, I want to talk to you about something more important. I want to talk to you about why you're actually here. You probably think you're here to learn video editing. And yeah, we're going to learn video editing. By the end of this course, you're going to be comfortable inside Adobe Premiere Pro. You're going to know how to cut footage, mix audio, grade your colors, add titles, export a finished video, all of it. We're going to cover everything. But here's the truth, and I want you to hear this on day one so it changes how you approach every single lesson in this course. Premiere Pro is not the skill, storytelling is the skill. Premiere Pro is just the pen. Think about it this way. If I give a pen to someone who doesn't know how to write, they're not going to produce a great novel just because the pen is expensive. The pen doesn't write the story, the person does. And the same is true for video editing. You can know every shortcut in Premiere Pro. You can know every panel, every effect, every setting, and still produce videos that feel empty, boring, and forgettable. Because you were thinking about the software instead of thinking about the story. The editors who make work that actually moves people, the editors behind the films that make you cry, the YouTube videos you watch 3 times, the ads that give you chills. Those editors are not thinking about software when they work. They're thinking about feeling. They're thinking about the person watching. They're asking themselves, what do I want this person to feel right now? And then they use the software to create that feeling. That's what this course is about. That's the shift I want to happen in your head. From how do I use this tool to what story am I trying to tell and how does this tool help me tell it? So let's talk about what storytelling actually means in the context of editing. Because I think a lot of people hear the word storytelling and they picture a campfire or a fairy tale or a Hollywood movie. And they think, okay, but I'm just making YouTube videos, or I'm editing wedding videos, or I'm cutting social media content for a brand. That's not really storytelling, is it? Yes, it absolutely is. Every video is a story, every single one. Even a 60-second Instagram reel, even a product ad, even a corporate training video. And yes, even those can be good if someone actually treats them like a story. Every video has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Every video is asking for someone's attention, and it owes that person something in return. A feeling, an idea, a memory, something useful, something that made the time worth it. When you edit a wedding video, you're not just arranging clips in chronological order. You're telling the story of one of the most important days of two people's lives. You're deciding what moments matter. You're deciding what music makes their families cry in the best possible way. You're deciding what pace makes it feel like you were really there, really present, really alive in that day. That's storytelling. That's powerful work. When you edit a YouTube video, you're not just trimming the boring parts. You're shaping a relationship between the person on screen and the person watching. You're deciding when to let a joke breathe and when to cut tight for energy. You're deciding when silence says more than words. You're the invisible hand that guides the entire experience. That's storytelling. And when you understand that, when you really feel that in your gut, everything changes. Every decision you make in the edit starts to have a reason. Not, I made this cut because I needed to trim it, but I made this cut here because I wanted the energy to spike. Not, I added this music because it sounded nice, but I chose this specific song because it carries exactly the emotional weight this scene needs. Every decision becomes intentional, and intentional editing is what separates work that people forget from work that people feel. Now, I want to be honest with you about something. This way of thinking takes practice. It's not going to click overnight. For a while, especially when you're new to the software, you're going to be focused on the technical stuff. And that's completely fine. That's normal. That's part of the process. But I want you to keep coming back to the question. Keep asking yourself, what story am I telling right now? Even when you're just learning where the buttons are. Plant that question in your brain early and it'll start to grow. Okay, so let's talk about you for a second. Who is this course for? This course is for you if you are brand new to video editing and you have no idea where to start. If Premiere Pro looks like a spaceship cockpit and you've opened it, stared at it, and immediately closed it, this is for you. We start from absolute zero. No assumptions, no skipping steps. This course is also for you if you've played around with editing a little bit. Maybe you've used iMovie or CapCut or even an older version of Premiere, but you feel like your videos are missing something. Like technically they're fine, but they don't really feel like anything. This course is especially for you because that gap between technically fine and actually good is almost always a storytelling gap, and we're going to close it. This course is for you if you want to make YouTube videos and you want them to actually hold people's attention. It's for you if you shoot weddings or events and you want to deliver work that makes your clients emotional. It's for you if you work in social media and you want your content to stop people mid-scroll. It's for you if you just love the idea of taking raw footage, hours of random clips, and shaping them into something that means something. That transformation, by the way, is one of the most satisfying creative feelings in the world, and you're going to feel it by the end of this course. What this course is not, and I want to be upfront about this, is an encyclopedia of every single feature in Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro is an enormous piece of software. There are features in there that even professional editors have never touched. We are not going to touch all of them either. What we are going to do is learn everything you actually need. Learn it deeply. Learn it in the context of real storytelling decisions. And by the end, you'll have a complete, solid, professional workflow. The stuff we skip is the stuff you genuinely don't need, especially when you're building your foundation. Alright, let me tell you what the journey looks like. What are we actually going to cover? We're going to start by getting comfortable inside Premiere Pro, understanding the workspace where everything lives, why it's designed the way it is. We're not just going to memorize panels, we're going to understand the logic behind the layout so it actually makes sense to you. Then we're going to talk about footage, how to bring it in, how to organize it, how to look at raw clips and start seeing the story hiding inside them, because it's always hiding in there. Your job as an editor is to find it. Then we're going to get into cutting, the actual edit. And this is where we spend a lot of time because cutting is the heart of editing. We're going to talk about different types of cuts, what each one does emotionally, when to use them and when not to. We're going to talk about pacing, the rhythm of your edit, and how pacing can make the exact same footage feel completely different depending on how you handle it. We're going to go deep on audio, and I want to prepare you for this now. Audio is where a lot of new editors don't spend enough time, and it's one of the biggest reasons videos feel amateur even when the visuals look great. Sound is 50% of the experience, maybe more. We're going to treat it that way. We're going to talk about color. How to correct footage so it looks natural and clean, and then how to grade it, how to give it a look, a mood, a feeling. Color is one of the most powerful storytelling tools you have, and most people underuse it completely. We'll cover transitions, and I'm going to be honest with you about transitions right now. Most of the time, the best transition is no transition, a straight cut. We'll talk about why, and we'll talk about when transitions actually serve the story versus when they just show off. We'll cover text and titles, how to use words on screen as part of your story, not just as information. We'll cover exporting, how to get your finished video out of Premiere and into the world in the right format for wherever it's going to live. And then we're going to finish this course with a full project. You're going to take real footage and edit a complete video from scratch using everything we've learned. And when you're done, you're going to look at it and think, I made that, I told that story, and it's going to feel good. Before we close out this first lesson, I want to leave you with something. A mindset that I want you to carry through this entire course and honestly through your entire career as an editor. The best editors are the most empathetic people in the room. Think about that. Empathy. Not technical skill, not speed, not knowing the most shortcuts. Empathy. The ability to step outside yourself and feel what someone else is going to feel when they watch what you made. To ask, is this landing? Is this moment hitting the way I want it to? Does this music feel manipulative or does it feel earned? Is this cut jarring in a good way or a confusing way? Am I respecting the person watching this or am I just showing off? The editors who change how you feel when you watch something, they're constantly thinking about you, the viewer. Every decision they make is a conversation with you, even though you'll never meet. That's the kind of editor I want you to become. So, welcome to the course. Welcome to the craft. I'm not going to teach you how to use software. I'm going to teach you how to tell stories. And Premiere Pro is going to be the most powerful pen you've ever picked up. Let's get to work.